Once dubbed as a lovely hunk of garbage, while another said that the very name Victor Mature evokes the brawly though slightly sleazy attraction of this performer. Groucho Marx made the comment that no picture can maintain my interest when the leading man's bust is greater than the leading lady, while explaining why he didn't like the epic movie Samson and Delilah. Victor Mature, meanwhile, had no problem making fun of his own reputation as a beefcake. With sunglasses, a trench coat and a slouch hat from the 1940s, he played a wrinkle-conscious ham actor on the outs in Vittorio De Sica's After the Fox. In Bob Raffleson's Head, billed as the Big Victor, he endured the absurd humiliation of the monkeys playing dandruff in his oily hair. He once said, "I was a magnificent freak." Victor Mature had an appearance in 55 motion pictures and one TV series, The Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, between 1939 and 1984. Nobody knew it better than him that he wasn't very good in many of them. His greatest work was undoubtedly My Darling Clementine and Kiss of Death, but far too frequently he was expected to add flair to biblical plays and sand and sandal melodramas in which he did little more than flex his muscles and waggle his eyebrows. He frequently stated that he preferred playing golf over acting, and this was the case. He left in 1984 and retired. His well-known yet false response, "I'm not an actor, and I have 64 films to prove it," was met with indifference. He made a number of forgettable action films, many of which had one-word exotic titles like Safari, Zarak, Timbuktu, and Hannibal, in which he gave one-dimensional performances while trying to register heroism with his enormous Baroque slab of a face, before virtually retiring from acting in the early 1960s to become a highly successful businessman. He once quipped disarmingly, "I just have the type of expression that makes me appear as though I smell something horrible." Some of Hollywood's most stunning leading actresses were kissed by Victor Mature. He was adored by women. They said his face was almost flawless and his body was heavenly. He quickly picked up the moniker "Beautiful Hunk of Man," which he hated but would use for the rest of his cinematic career. He immediately had a reputation for being a ladies' guy as well. Early loves of his included Carol Landis and Betty Grable, and in 1942, when he and Rita Hayworth created My Gal Sal, he added Rita Hayworth's scalp to his collection as well. He also had well-publicized relationships with Liz Taylor, Veronica Lake, Jean Tierney, and Esther Williams. He was known as the man no woman can resist. He was a wonderfully kind guy with a terrific sense of humour, according to everyone. He always pledged that he would keep the friends he had while he was a nobody in his memory, and he honoured that commitment up to the day he passed away. Victor would defend the victim when a director made fun of an extra or stuntman, making life on set challenging for the director until he decided to treat the cast with greater respect, the entire cast. Victor Mature perhaps undersold himself as an actor in retrospect. He was without doubt a very humble man, especially when it came to his acting career, but he did produce some quality films. Most of the males I know would never be able to comprehend what women saw in him. Most of us were turned off by his drooping eyes, swarthy skin, and unwavering half-sneer. Vic, who had a seedy appearance, was called a greasy Greek in those heyday of rife political incorrectness, despite the fact that he was of Italian descent. Click here to watch this video next.